He's a senior out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Noah Hart. Hart is a sophomore out of Clive, Iowa. And then Cecil Lee, who is a junior out of Kansas City, Missouri. We'll give you the Valley starting lineup in just a minute. We'll tell you it's Jonathan Hall, and the Vikes get the opening tap. As Johnny Hall gets the opening tap, it's Jace Lance, Jonathan Hall, Jarius Bennett, Jelon Patterson, and looks like missing the start. I think T.J. Wallace in the lineup to start for the Vikings, and they get the ball into Jonathan Hall. Jonathan flips up a little jump hook inside. Vikes draw first blood here.
Yeah, he has such great touch near the rim, and he gets his first shot to go there.
Coach Chad Lance talked about his team's defense early on. Looked like the Vikes starting in a zone here. Looks like in a zone defense they get a steal. Lance with the steal from Missouri Valley. Deep three. And he's fouled on the shot, and the basket's good. Jace Lance hits one from almost in the lobby as he nails a three, and he's hammered on the shot. The basket will count. And the sophomore from Marshall, Missouri will be on the line. A chance to not complete a three-point play, but complete a four-point play as that foul comes up on Cecil Lee. That's a first foul against either team.
Yeah, aggressive shot by Lance. Deep three there, and he puts it in and draws contact for the foul.
Jace's first throw, a little strong off the back iron. So Vikes score the first 5 points of the game. Here come the Grandview Vikings. Brady Sartorius brings it across the timeline. Outside to Dylan Miller, one of the veterans on this team. Now bounce pass over on the side. Noah Hart, good defense by the Vikes. Again, Vikes in that zone. There's a deep three off the left side. That one taken by Miller. Missed. Here comes Missouri Valley. T.J. Wallace, stop and go dribble. Like I say, Missouri Valley starting in a zone. First time I think we've seen that this year, and it's paid dividends here in the first couple of possessions. Now Grandview gets a takeaway, but the Vikes get it back. Lance on the right side with 9 on the shot clock. Jace around the screen over on the left wing. Now driving inside, putting up a runner. Jelon Patterson can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by Noah Hart. Grandview throws it out of bounds. Dylan Miller cannot corral it on the far side, so an errant pass goes out of bounds. So the Vikes really 3 good defensive possessions here to start the game, Austin.
Well, that's been the key for them. Defensively, they've had their struggles. They allow 84.8 points per contest, and that's really been their weak spot all year.
Mobile with a 5-0 lead. Just underway here. Played almost 2 minutes here. Lance into the corner. Lob pass down to John Hall. John scored the game's first bucket. Tried to go up with the left hand. Missed the shot, but he's going to be fouled. So that time they get the ball into the big guy, Jonathan Hall. He goes up strong with the left hand, and the 7-foot senior out of Cardiff, Wales, will be on the line for 2 shots here. That foul comes up. First foul of the game. And I'm not sure who they call that one on. I have to see in a minute.
Looks like Jacob Kuntz.
First shot in the air, good.
But yeah, Jonathan
got
Hall.
the foul. So Jonathan knocked down the first free throw. He'll have one more shot here.
Yeah, big size advantage for Jonathan Hall. So look for the Vikings to feed it into him plenty tonight.
Second free throw good. So Johnny Hall, he scored 4 big ones. He scored 4. Jace Lance has 3, and the Vikings lead at 7-2. Outside. High post now comes over to Miller. Miller averaging just over 10 points a game. Right wing to Sartorius. Deep three by Noah Hart off the left side. This hits the back of the rim and comes up. Off a track down in the corner. I think out of bounds. It was tracked down in the corner there by Jacob Kuntz, but they say he was on the out of bounds line. And now Coach Dennis Schaefer doesn't like the start to this game for Grandview, so he takes a time.
They're in Hawaii. The CMU men are actually playing in a tournament in Hawaii. Now, how would we like to have that assignment a week before Christmas?
That would be fun. Matt Sherman, first year's head coach, could go to Hawaii.
I'll bet his dad's well. I'll bet the AD, Jeff Sherman's there as well.
Jeff's probably on the beach right now, you think?
Yep.
Deep three, Lance, head of the key, and Chase got another one. Seems like he's feeling it right now. Jace Lance 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and he was way out there again this time. And the Vikes have scored the first 10 points of the game there.
Yeah, but you always see him shoot those deep threes in the pregame, but already doing it early on in the first half.
Now shot taken off the right wing. That was taken that time by Isaiah Johnson. It hit the rim, bounced up, and hit the guide wire behind the basket. So Vikes 10-0 lead, 17 minutes left in the half. TJ Wallace. TJ goes baseline, puts up a jumper off the dribble, got it. So, boy, Missouri Valley really shooting the ball well here to start the game. They scored the first 12.
And defensively, they're locking in as well. It's good to see.
Playing that zone defense. That's paid dividends so far. Johnson almost threw it over Miller's head. Now Miller gets it on the left wing over to Sartorius. Johnson almost lost it. Now back to Miller, down to 9 on the shot clock. Grandview having trouble getting good looks right here. Now they get it high post, turn around by Kuntz in the lane, dances on the rim and comes off, and the rebound comes away to Jonathan Hall. Valley quickly the other way. Now bad pass. And they're going to say that Jonathan Hall hit it last. Johnny Lyon, wasn't Johnny, was it? That was TJ Wallace lying on the ground, and the ball hit his legs. Good heads-up play by Grandview. One of the Grandview players swatted the ball off of TJ's leg. TJ pretty defenseless there, lying right on the sideline, so ball back to Grandview.
Yeah, Jace Lance tried to get a pass to him, but Wallace wasn't paying attention there, and it'll be a turnover for the Missouri Valley Vikings.
Bounce pass. Good ball movement that time. As that time Grandview gets it inside to Jacob Kuntz. Kuntz goes off the glass. First basket for Grandview. He's a sophomore out of Missouri City, Texas. 10-3, or 12-2, excuse me. Missouri Valley on top. Lance, high post to Hall. Johnny spins. Thought about that jump hook. Instead puts it all the way over Jelon Patterson. He takes a deep three. Got it. So Jelon Patterson buries a three. And just like that, Missouri Valley up 15-2 here to start this game. Now a new player, Renelvez Hernandez, who played last year, getting ready to check in for the Vikes. First time he's played this year. And there's a jump shot taken that time by Noah Hart. So Hart hits a jump shot. They say that's a 2. So Hart hits one off the left wing to cut the lead to 11. Burnett back to Lance. Jace thinks about a 3. Picked up outside by Miller. Macklin, who's checked in. Macklin with a runner on the baseline. Good. So, boy, I mean, the Vikings hitting everything they're throwing up right now as Colin Macklin goes baseline. That's his first basket of the game. Missouri Valley doing everything right, both offensively and defensively here to start this game. Now Hart. Oh, Hart. I don't know if he yelled bank on that, but he banked it off the glass and in. So Noah Hart knocks down a 3. It said a bank shot off the glass from the right wing. Oh, a good hustle that time by Dylan Millers. He gets a steal, but I think they're saying he's out of bounds. As Miller got the steal right around midcourt, but he said one of his feet was across the stripe out of bounds. So as we said, Hernandez checks in. He's a sophomore from Independence, Missouri. And Ken, I think his dad, Renelvez Hernandez Sr., pretty good baseball pitcher in the American League. All right, Vikes bring it the other way. Wallace, deep 3, TJ. This one off the right side, no good. But Hernandez, good hustle by Hernandez as he tracks down an offensive rebound and then bounces it off the leg of one of the Grandview players. So good hustle by Renelvez Hernandez on his first trip down the floor for the Vikings.
Yeah, big size advantage for Missouri Valley as Hall checks out, but they still have Hernandez on the floor.
Vincent Taylor checks in. Also Oliver, Pauly, and Gerard both check in for Missouri Valley.
So a lot of size for the Vikings.
Now pass inside. They call a violation. Violation on the Vikes.
So Oliver Pauly on Gerard with the screen there. It's called for the foul.
That's the first foul against Missouri Valley. Grandview has 2. Down in the corner. Now skip pass all the way across to Miller. Outside, head of the key. Good ball movement by Grandview against the zone. Jump shot by Sartorius won't go. Nice rebound that time by Hernandez. So Renelvez pulls down the rebound. Hernandez hands outside to Wallace. 13:46 to go in the half. Been all Missouri Valley so far. Missouri Valley leads it by 10 here at home. Both teams looking for their second conference win here. Hernandez, Macklin, down to 6 on the shot clock. Macklin double teamed outside. Hernandez goes in strong off the glass, can't get the roll. Quickly the other way. Nusbaum brings it the other way for Grandview. Miller. Lob inside. Kuntz. Now they're going to call traveling. Traveling violation. Say Jacob Kuntz tried to make a move inside. And say Kuntz shuffled both feet that time. So Jace Lance checks back in. Colin Macklin takes a seat for Missouri Valley. Also in the lineup, we didn't mention Connor Robertson, also Andrew Nusbaum. We mentioned Nusbaum's name a minute ago. They're both on the floor for Grandview. Now Hernandez. Hernandez on the right side, guarded by Hart. Gives back to Taylor. Vincent Taylor hands back to Renelvez. Wallace down to 11 on the shot clock. Lance. High post. Now Hernandez. Putting on a move. Hernandez with a jump shot. Tried to bank it off and couldn't get it to go. Taylor had his hands on it but couldn't corral it. Ball back to Grandview. Sartorius the other way. He's been quiet so far. He averages almost 11 points a game. Nusbaum hands back to Hart. Now Hart will reset the offense with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Deep three out of the corner, and that's good. And that was taken that time by Nusbaum. So Nusbaum knocks down a three. That's his first basket of the game as he buries one off the left baseline.
Yeah, Grandview climbing their way back after falling into a big hole.
Lance around the screen. Got to get him hot again. Lance, double team. Hands back to Renelvez. Wraparound pass into Taylor. Nice move by Vince. Boy, can't get it to go. The ball kind of rolled off his hand. Couldn't get control that time. Lob inside. Oh, wide open was a Kuntz, but boy, Oliver Polly and Gerard came out of nowhere to knock that one away. So, boy, that'd been an easy bucket by Kuntz, but a nice block by Polly and Gerard.
Yeah, great recovery there, and it saves a basket as Burnett checks back in.
17-10 is Grandview trying to crawl back in this thing here. A lot of time left here, very early in the game, though. Outside Robertson, Nusbaum in the corner, open in the corner, and that shot was missed. That shot taken that time by Jason Young, who's checked in for Grandview. Now Wallace the other way, bang, knocks it down. TJ Wallace, as he does so well, knocks it down off the dribble. He's got 5, lead back up to 9.
Yeah, he's so good at getting to his spots and knocking down open jumpers.
Nusbaum in the corner, Young, open, Robertson on the left wing, got it. So that time, Connor Robertson open on the wing beyond the arc. That's the third triple for Grandview as Connor Robertson knocks down his first shot. He's a sophomore out of Riverside, Missouri. Cuts the Valley lead to 6. Lance. Picked up outside by Young. Jay spins inside, puts up a runner in the lane, missed it. Offensive rebound, Taylor, nice job. Vincent underneath, goes up, missed a shot, but he's fouled. So Vincent Taylor, nice job on the offensive glass. He'll be on the line for 2 shots here.
Yeah, foul picked up on Jacob Kuntz. It's his second.
So a couple of players getting set to check in after the first free throw. Jonathan Hall and Jelon Patterson will check back in for Missouri Valley. Vince Taylor. Vincent Taylor, a junior out of Dallas, Texas. 2 shots here. First one short. Taylor will have one more. Pikes had a 12-point lead at one time. That's been whittled down to 6 right now, just under 11 minutes. So we'll have another shot coming up by Taylor here. Second shot, missed them both. So Taylor, a couple chances there, goes awry. Can't get either one to fall. So down by 6. Grandview brings it the other way. Down Young. Outside into the corner, Hart had an open look. Now drives in, puts up a scoop shot, and it's going to go, and he's fouled. Ooh, Valley wanted an offensive foul, but that's going to be a blocking foul on Vincent Taylor. So Noah Hart drives in, hits the shot, and he's fouled on the shot, and that foul will come up on Taylor.
Yeah, 12-point lead at one point for Missouri Valley. Now only 4 pending this free throw from Hart.
Noah Hart with 7 points in the game here so far. He'll have a chance to make it 8 right here. And Austin said he can cut this lead down to 1 possession if he can knock down this free throw. Noah Hart is a sophomore out of Clive, Iowa, and he misses the first free throw, or the only free throw, has a chance for a 3-point play. So that foul comes up on Nusbaum. That'll be his first. Nusbaum picks up the foul. Valley ball up by 4. Lob down low, Johnny Hall. Jonathan backs up. There's that little jump hook off the mark this time, and an offensive rebound by Jarius Burnett. Patterson goes in. Ooh, nice swat that time. Boy, a big-time block that time is Cecil Lee. Cecil Lee got up and swatted that out of bounds. He's a 6'6 junior out of Kansas City. Nice defensive play. Missouri Valley ball right in front of the Grandview bench. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lance telling folks, give him some space outside. Not much time, 3 seconds. Lance throws one up, and he's going to be fouled as Lance throws one up from way beyond the arc, and he's fouled just ahead of the shot clock buzzer.
Yeah, second attempt, Lance has been fouled on a three-point range, so Lance drawing contact early.
Give Jace credit. He kind of baited Jason Young into that foul. Kind of jumped forward a little bit, and Young got a piece of him. So Jace, the sophomore from Marshall, on the line for 3 shots here. First one's good. So Jace now with 7 points in the game. He'll have 2 more shots here. Leading scorer on this team, averaging 18.6 points a game. TJ Wallace close behind at 18-3, and the second shot goes. So Lance will have a chance to complete the 3-point play right here.
Yeah, you know what you're getting from Lance and Wallace each and every night, but Jarius Burnett also chipping in about 10 points a game, and Jelon Patterson about 7.7.
So Lance knocks down all 3, so give Jace 9 so far, extends the Missouri Valley lead back out to 7, so that's a big lift right there. Noah Hart back out to Robertson. Robertson thought about a 3. Hart almost traveled in the corner. Wraparound pass down to Cecil Lee. Back to Nusbaum. Lee goes in on Johnny Hall, puts it up, hits the bottom of the rim. But Grandview gets an offensive rebound. Noah Hart with a 3, missed it, but an offensive rebound for Nusbaum. So several chances now for Grandview. And now Robertson. Robertson misses a 3, gets it back inside. Ooh, flip shot. Boy, flip shot that time by Jason Young. Hit the rim and danced off. So 3 big shots for Grandview that time, and they come up empty-handed.
Yeah, so many chances for Grandview to score there, but the Missouri Valley
puts it up, hits the bottom of the rim, but Grandview gets an offensive rebound. Noah Hart with a 3, missed it, but an offensive rebound for Nusbaum. So several chances now for Grandview, and now Robertson. Robertson misses a 3, gets it back inside. Ooh, flip shot. Boy, flip shot that time by Jason Young. Hit the rim and danced off. So 3 big shots for Grandview that time, and they come up empty-handed.
Yeah, so many chances for Grandview to score there, but the Missouri Valley comes up unscathed.
Good job on the offensive glass by the Grandview Vikings there, but they could get nothing to show for it. Now Missouri Valley kicks the ball on the left wing. Wraparound pass into Johnny Hall. He goes up, now spins inside, and I think they're going to get John for a travel inside. So Johnny Hall trying to pivot inside, tried to spin maybe 1 too many times. We've got a timeout on the floor. That's the under 10-minute timeout. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left. Renelvez Hernandez, Jelon Patterson, Jace Lance, TJ Wallace for Grandview. It looks like it's going to be Noah Hart. Also Dylan Miller's in the lineup. Nusbaum, Andrew Nusbaum still out there. Cecil Lee and Brady Sartorius, the 5 on the floor for Coach Dennis Schaefer's Grandview Vikings. Grandview ball, Miller, high post, Noah Hart. Deep 3 by Nusbaum off the right side. This hits the rim and misses. Good job by Logan Walker. Walker goes up and didn't control the rebound, but he taps it to one of his teammates. Lance picked up outside. Miller and Walker lobs it inside. Now a bad pass as they got it inside, tried to kick it back out. It goes out of bounds. So an unforced turnover that time by the Vikings of Missouri Valley. Ball back to Grandview.
Yeah, we've seen how turnovers can be kind of their undoing. As last week against Clark, they just couldn't take care of the ball, and it led to a loss in overtime.
Now baseline, all the way across court to Miller. Miller, hands above the head. Wraparound pass, Sartorius just inside the free throw line, knocks down a jump shot. He averages almost 11 points a game, and that's his first basket. Brady Sartorius, a senior out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa, cuts the Missouri Valley lead down to 5. Missouri Valley, deep 3, Lance off the left side. Got another one. So Jace Lance, I think Jace is feeling it today. That's his 3rd triple of the game. He's got 12 points. Lead back out to 8. Sartorius. Miller down the baseline. Miller thought about a three. Now back to Hart. 14 on the shot clock. Baseline Lee almost lost it. Sartorius drives in. Out of the corner. Cecil Lee. Jump shot sticks up on the rim. It stuck up on the rim for a minute. Now it rolls off to Ollie and Pauly and Gerard. Gerard the other way. Contact underneath. And Gerard's going to be fouled.
Yeah, that's Patterson drawing contact there.
Excuse me, Jelon Patterson, not Gerard. Jelon Patterson that time got the ball and took it right to the rack, and he'll be on the line for 2 shots here. And that foul comes up on Cecil Lee. That's his second. First shot, Patterson bounds off the back of the rim. He'll have one more. Down to 7.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Missouri Valley's led it the entire way. They currently lead by 8. Jelon Patterson will try to make this a 9-point game if he can with the second free throw. Missed them both. No good. That's going to be a foul, I think, on Macklin on the rebound. So Colin Macklin picks up his first foul on the missed free throw. Ball back to Grandview. Can't say Vikings. Both teams are Vikings. So we'll say Grandview and Missouri Valley as best we can here today. Deep three, Dylan Miller. High arching three. And boy, that ball up in the rafters, and Miller knocks it down. That's his first basket of the game. Makes it a 5-point game again. Lance way out there. This one off the mark. Battle for the loose ball. Here come the Grandview Vikings. Baseline jumper, and a jumper right off the right side by Nusbaum that time. And Andrew Nusbaum banks one off the glass up and in. And this is closest that Grandview has been in quite a while. As Grandview's cut that lead, they're back within 3. And now the Vikes throw it away on the far sideline. Now the officials, I think one of the officials is going to say that maybe one of the Grandview players tipped the ball, and I think that's right. One of the officials' signal was going to be Grandview ball, then the other official stepped in and said, no, one of the Grandview players last touched it before it went out of bounds. So good calls. The 3 officials get together there and make that decision. Gerard. Hernandez. Right wing over to Macklin. Lance, 7 on the shot clock. Hernandez, baseline, tried to hand it to Logan Walker. They say it's off Walker's foot, out of bounds, so Logan Walker the last to touch it. So Grandview can tie this thing up with a 3, as they were down by as many as 12 points at one time, and these Grandview Vikes have clawed back in this game.
Yeah, well, the Missouri Valley has let them hang around, and give Grandview credit. They're taking a lot of high percentage shots and just hitting their open looks.
Grandview the other way, Nusbaum. Head of the key, Miller. He just hit that high arching 3 just a minute or 2 ago. Baseline. Lee double team. Bad pass taken away by Macklin. Good D by Missouri Valley that time. Open in the corner. Deep 3. This one comes up short. That was taken that time by TJ, and he missed it. And now Coach Dennis Schaefer calls a timeout as one of his players dives to the floor to save that ball. So timeout Grandview, 6:07 left in the half. It's a 3-point game. Missouri Valley on top. All right, well, the Vikes have led the entire way here, but now that lead down to only 3. As I said, they led by as many as 12 at one time. But boy, Grandview very pesky, not going away here. A couple of veteran coaches, Dennis Schaefer of Grandview and Chad Lance of Missouri Valley. Both of them do a good job. Missouri Valley's been in that zone most of the day, and now they're going to say, I think, that Noah Hart stepped out of bounds. So a turnover as Grandview turns it back to Missouri Valley with just under 6 minutes to play in the half. Pauly and Gerard hounded out there by Miller. Deep 3 by TJ. Front of the rim comes off. Good battle underneath for the rebound. Good hustle by Grandview as that time Nusbaum jumps in the air to save it. Gets it ahead to Sartorius. For the tie, deep 3, Nusbaum, good. So Andrew Nusbaum buries his second triple. He's got 8. Chad Lance wants a timeout. So with 5.5 to go, we're tied at 25.
Well, forget those big early leads. Performance by former Valley Cowboys at the national finals last week.
And I can't remember her last name. It was a mass comm student named Katie,
Katie Kimball.
Katie Kimball. She was a pretty good rodeo.
Yeah, she was.
Rodeo star, too, if I remember
good,
right.
Very good.
All right, Missouri Valley ball. We're tied at 25 here. Grandview, they've been in a man-to-man the entire game. Now Burnett backs in, and they're going to call him for traveling. That time Jarius Burnett tried to back all the way in and pick that pivot foot up, and now Jace Lance comes back into the lineup, and looks like that Oliver Pauly and Gerard's going to take a seat.
Yeah, turnovers are, still look like they're a real problem for Valley on offense, but defensively they have to find a way to slow down Grandview.
Missouri Valley still in that zone. They've been in the zone all afternoon. First time we've seen them play this much time in a zone, at least to start a game. Nusbaum hit that three to tie it just a minute ago. Now Nusbaum drives down the lane. They say, did he step out of bounds? They call an offensive foul, I think. It's like they call an offensive foul on, was that on Bangu? Who do they call that on? Yeah, that foul comes up on Dominic Bangu. That's his first foul. Offensive foul. That took away a basket because Nusbaum knocked down the bucket, so we're still tied at 25. And now they call an offensive foul underneath. That's going to be on Jarius Burnett. So Jarius Burnett somehow did a little pushing, shoving off inside, and so he picks up his first foul.
Yeah, some sloppy basketball the last couple minutes of play here as we wind down the first half.
Both teams commit offensive fouls back-to-back, so we're still tied at 25. Hart, high post, Sartorius. Sartorius hands to Nusbaum. Sartorius with a jumper for the lead. This is an air ball. Rebound, T.J. Wallace. TJ across the timeline. Macklin, left wing, around the Johnny Hall screen. Deep three, Burnett way out there. This one hits the rim, no good. Ooh, looked like Hart went over the back on the rebound. No call there, though, but Grandview gets the rebound. Sartorius back to Hart. Now Hart will back it out around the Viking in midcourt. Deep three by Miller for the lead. This one rolls off the rim and comes off. Rebound, Jonathan Hall. Wallace, stop and go into the lane. Now back outside, Lance had it knocked away, but knocked out of bounds by Grandview. So it'll be Missouri Valley ball. 3:42 left to play in the first half. We've been knotted at 25 for a while, and we've got a timeout.
As far as Grandview is concerned, they're going to play an exhibition at Truman on Monday, but their next conference game will be at Clark on Saturday, December the 31st.
Grandview gets the ball. We're down under 4 minutes. 3.5 left to play in the first half. We've been knotted at 25 for quite a while. Sartorius guarded outside by Burnett. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now Miller spins inside, down low, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. So good defense by Missouri Valley once again in that zone defense, and Grandview turns it over back to Mobile.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Valley needs to do every time out. They need to force turnovers and limit what Grandview can do offensively. And
might have to play first to 27 wins. We've been stuck on 25 for quite a while here. See if Valley can be that team to get over the hump here. Outside Burnett, back to Wallace. Jace, way outside, thought about a three. Now hands back to TJ. Wrap around to Vincent Taylor, who's checked back in. Now Patterson. Patterson goes baseline, picked up down there. Picked up by Isaiah Johnson. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Burnett, nowhere to go. Now I think they call a foul. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Isaiah Johnson. So the shot clock winding down. It was down to 4. And Nate Johnson gets called a foul. They're over the limit right now. Grandview's over the limit, so that's going to put Jarius Burnett on the line right here for a 1-and-1. First trip to Burnett for the line. Shot's good. So Jarius now in the book. That's his first point of the game. He'll have one more. Just under 3 minutes left. Valley jumped out to a big 12-point lead to start the game, and Grandview's been clawing back ever since. And Burnett knocks down both free throws, so the Missouri Valley lead is 2. Sartorius outside. takes it out, head of the key. Hands to Hart. Drive inside. Nusbaum had it knocked away, and I think they're going to go to a foul on Patterson. So Patterson knocked that ball away from Andrew Nusbaum, but they're going to say that he got part of the body. So that's team foul number 5 against Missouri Valley. So Grandview not yet in the 1-and-1. They'll inbound under their own basket. In the corner to Johnson. And they're going to say Johnson traveled. So Isaiah Johnson shuffles both feet on the far side. So a lot of turnovers against both teams here today. And that time Grandview turns it over. So with 2.5 left to play, Movale gets it back. Wallace guarded by Sartorius. Clears out some space. Now hands to Patterson. Patterson tries to put a move on. Now they're going to call foul.
That foul called on Dominique Bangu.
Bangu's second foul. That's going to be a 1-and-1. That's going to put Jelon Patterson on the line right here. Jelon Patterson, a sophomore out of Belleville, Illinois. The first one is up and good. So Patterson, he's 1 out of 3 from the line. Give him one more shot here. We're tied at 25. Valley's hit 3 straight free throws to open up a 3-point lead. Make it 4 because Patterson buries both free throws. 29-25. Movale on top. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left in the half. Johnson hands out Nusbaum. Nusbaum over to Johnson. Into the corner. Good ball movement by Grandview. Now Sartorius. Sartorius over to Hart. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Lob down low. Nice pass inside. They lob down to Bangu, and that was, I think, Nusbaum that made that pass. He found Dominique Bangu wide open under the basket. He's a sophomore out of Mankato, Minnesota. His first basket makes it a 2-point game. Now a bad pass. Ball taken away by Bangu. Here comes Grandview for the tie. Left-hand shot by Sartorius, and he's fouled. So a bad pass by Missouri Valley, and Grandview, good job in transition. That's going to put on the line 2 shots for Brady Sartorius. He's going to have a chance to tie this up. That foul comes up on Burnett. That's his second. Brady Sartorius, the leading scorer on this team. He averages 10.8 points a game. He'll have 2 shots right here. First shot, good. So Sartorius now with 3 in the game. He'll have 1 more. He can tie it up as Miller comes back in. Bangu takes a shot, takes a seat. Sartorius got it, and we're tied. So after Valley scored 4 straight, Grandview's come around and scored the last 4. We're tied this time at 29. Minute and a half left to play in the half. Wallace, head of the key, Lance. Now Taylor, baseline. Burnett throws up a runner inside, got it. Nice touch that time. Jarius Burnett off the baseline, flipped it up, it danced on the rim a while and dropped through. He's got 4 here in the first half. Nusbaum over to Hart. Down to a minute. 1 minute left to play in the first half. Now Nusbaum double team. Gets it inside though. Nice spin move. Good spin move inside by Sartorius, but had it swatted away by TJ Wallace. So it's going to be Grandview's ball. It looks like we've got 9 seconds on the shot clock. Grandview will inbound under their own basket. Now they get it all the way out to Miller. Into the corner for the lead. Out of the corner, Nusbaum missed it. Rebound comes away. Lance has it. 48 seconds left to play. Valley with a 2-point lead. Burnett. Patterson, who good recovery that time by Johnson to cut off Patterson. Now baseline to Taylor. Vince backs in. Turnaround off the baseline. Got it. Nice turnaround, soft jump shot by Vince Taylor. The Vikes have scored the last 4. They lead by 4. 25 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, the shot clock turned off. Grandview might hold for the last shot here.
Sartorius, they're in no hurry right now. Dennis Schaefer yelling out instructions. Down to 10 seconds to go in the first half. Head of the key, it comes to Johnson. Wraparound, missed. Miller Off the left base or left wing, missed it. Rebound Burnett. 1 second. Shot at the buzzer. He got it. Is that going to count? They're going to count it. Jarius Burnett throws one up from 3/4 court. I don't know if he got to the head of the key yet or not, and I think, are they going to look at this?
Against Mount Mercy, 83-73, and in the second half, it's Evangelo over Peru, 45-28. Fellas, it's time for the second half.
Yeah, second half, Missouri Valley with the lead, 36-29, and Grandview will start the second half with possession. Hart with it for the Grandview Vikings, gives to Johnson. Johnson, I don't think he played very much in the first half, but getting some opening minutes here. Here's Sartorius with Lance on him. Spins, gives it up to Miller underneath. Ball slapped, still in the hands of Miller. Miller feeds to Johnson. Reverse layup. That's good.
Great backdoor cut by Johnson. Dylan Miller in trouble. And boy, Johnson cut down the baseline, and that's the first basket of the game.
Here's T.J. Wallace. Wallace only with 4 points at the half. They need to get him going if Missouri Valley wants to close this one out. He comes into today averaging 18 points a game. And here's a whistle away from the ball on Missouri Valley. So
they're going to call foul on Oliver, Pauly, and Gerard, I believe.
Nope, Jelon Patterson picks up the 5.
Patterson, that's the second time I've called Gerard Patterson.
So Patterson picks up his second foul. It'll be a turnover, and Grandview will get it. They find Johnson on the right side. Feeds to Miller. All the way to Hart. Hart drives to the bucket, spins, puts up a shot. Oh, that's good. Hart with the bucket. And it's a 3-point game.
A nice move that time by Noah Hart. Nice pivot, knocked down the jump shot.
Here's Burnett. Feeds to Wallace. Wallace has it poked away, and there's going to be a foul called on Dylan Miller. A reach-in foul there. So Miller picks up his first foul. So Burnett will inbound right in front of us. And gets it into Lance. Lance was the leading scorer for either side with 12 points. He had some big threes, and as well as was fouled. Here's a 3-ball on the way from Lance. Air ball way off the mark. Sartorius with the rebound, but pushed out of bounds by Patterson. So a foul called on him. It'll be his third.
Yeah, and that Jelon really, no chance there. It looked like Grandview had the ball. Jelon very aggressively trying to go after it, picks up a big foul. So,
yeah, Patterson will sit down. Oliver, Pauly, and Gerard will check in. Some sloppy mistakes for Missouri Valley as they are allowing Grandview to hang around. Here's Miller, gives to Johnson. Johnson with Pauly and Gerard on him, kicks it back out to Sartorius with 18 on the shot clock. Sartorius feeds it back to Johnson. Johnson down the lane, goes up, has shot blocked from behind. Pauly and Gerard comes up with it.
Johnny Hall, I think, got that one.
Good defense by the Vikings. Wallace gives to Lance for 3. Got it. Big 3 by Jace Lance. The lead is back up to 6.
That's Jace's 4th triple of the game.
Johnson feeds to Hart. Hart picks up the dribble, finds Sartorius. Sartorius guarded closely by T.J. Wallace. Double team comes. He has to give it up. Finds Miller, finds it to Johnson. They give it to Cecil Lee. Lee drives baseline, goes up, kicks it back out. Wide open 3. In and out, no good. Sartorius with the rebound. The Vikings can't close that possession for Grandview, and Grandview gets another chance. Here's a big dunk by Cecil Lee as he throws it down.
Great pass that time by Dylan Miller, and Lee brings this crowd to its feet with that dunk. That was a monster dunk that time.
Lead is 4. Lance coming off the screen, gets shoved by Lee. It'll be a foul on Cecil Lee.
That's his 3rd foul, I believe.
So Lance was trying to come off a screen, but Lee was trying to play off of it and keep Lance from getting room to shoot. So the Vikings will keep it. 39-35. They give to Burnett. Burnett looking for Lance. He gets it back to him. Lance working with Miller on him. Lance gives it up. Burnett drives baseline. Pulls up. Shot is no good, but almost tipped in by Hall.
They'll call a foul, I think, Johnny Hall. They're going to call Johnny over the back on the rebound.
That's Jonathan Hall's first foul, surprisingly enough, with how active he is underneath. Vikings come up empty on that possession. Here's Sartorius, the leading scorer for this Grandview team with 10.8 points a game, only has 4. Ball on the ground, picked up by Sartorius, almost stolen away by Sartorius. Pulls up, can't finish. Wallace with the rebound. TJ Wallace going down. Loses the handle, has it slapped away and taken by Miller. Miller throws it ahead to Johnson, feeds to Hart. Hart spins, puts it up, can't finish. Another offensive board by Grandview, and there's a foul called.
Good hustle by the Grandview Vikings. That time on the offensive board, they got a couple of big offensive rebounds, and that's going to be a shooting foul, I think. I'm not 100%.
Athletes with a 3.5 grade average or better. Vladi had 13 on his soccer team at 3.5 or better.
All scholar athletes, and now going to the line to shoot free throws is Jacob Kuntz. First one rolls out, no good. Kuntz has 2 points. He had a bucket here in the first half, looking for his first points in the second half. Second free throw gets it to go. He splits them there. The lead is 3. Valley only one made field goal so far in the second half in about 4 minutes of play. Paulion Gerard feeds to Lance. Oh, its pass is broken up and stolen. Sartorius on the other end goes up, can't finish, but Johnson collects his miss. They feed it to Hart. Gives it up to Sartorius in the corner. Here's Kuntz. Finds Sartorius. Sartorius gets it back. That pass is stolen away by Wallace. Wallace racing up the floor. Gives it up to Lance. Lance guarded closely by Johnson. Unable to pull the trigger. Lance finds Wallace. Wallace pulls up. Can't bank it in. Hall with the rebound. Has it slapped away. Ball poked out of bounds.
Grandview ball.
Off of Valley, it'll be Grandview's ball. As Hernandez will check back in, as well as Logan Walker.
Again, Renelvez Hernandez playing his first game of the year for the Vikes. He's a sophomore, 6'6", out of Independence. Good to see him dressed out, back on the floor again.
So 39-36 still our score. Both teams kind of struggling to get buckets here. They give it to Hart. Finds its way to Johnson, underneath to Kuntz. Kuntz's shot is blocked off the glass by Paulion Gerard. Great defensive play there. Lance comes up with it. Lance gives it up. Wallace fires a 3. No good. Walker slapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Missouri Valley.
Good job by Logan Walker that time. Got good position on the offensive glass. Got his hands on it, then a Grandview player knocked it out of bounds. So Vikes will retain possession. Just over 15 minutes to go in this one.
The only points they've scored so far in the second half have been a 3 off of Jace Lance, and here's another foul. This one called on Brady Sartorius. It's his first. So Wallace gets it into Walker. They rotate it all the way to Lance. Lance down the lane, floats it up, can't finish. Gets his own miss, tips it back, can't finish either. Rebound taken by Hart. Vikings need a bucket, but they need a stop here. Here's Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, blocking foul called on Logan Walker there.
A pretty big time collision right there as he and Walker ran together, Johnson and Walker. It's going to be Grandview ball out of bounds. Looks like Connor Robertson, who had 3 points in the first half, checked into the Grandview lineup.
That's the 5th foul called on Missouri Valley in this half. Sartorius gets it ahead to Johnson. They find Kuntz, guarded by Hernandez, rotating Johnson. He lays it up, gets it to go. Hernandez tried to block it, but it'll be a 2-point basket there. And the lead is 1. Wallace feeds to Walker. Walker trying to get it into Hernandez. Back to Walker, to the bucket, poked out of bounds off of Grandview, so the Vikings will keep it.
Good play by Noah Hart that time. Otherwise, it looked like that Walker is going to have an easy layup. Hart got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. So Vikes retain possession.
They get it into Walker. All the way to Lance. He'll set the offense. Back to Hernandez. Hernandez looking for Macklin, but gets it into Lance.
4 on the shot clock.
They have to find it quickly. Ball stripped and stolen away, and it'll be Robertson and Walker tied up with the ball as the shot clock was expiring there.
And
so
I'm not sure whose possession, but that could be you could say there's 1 second on the shot clock now. It looked like that's going to be very close to a shot clock violation, but the tie-up happened right before, and probably a break. Maybe a break for the Vikings. I'm not sure the Vikings would have gotten a shot away there, but now with the alternate possession rule and the tie-up, they get the ball back.
Well, 1 second on the shot clock, so they got to be fast. Lance to inbound. Gets it into Wallace. Wallace has to fire a shot. Can't get it to go, and it's a shot clock violation.
Didn't hit the rim. Boy, and that's sad because Hernandez got the offensive rebound, put it in, but it did not hit the rim.
Yeah, Wallace had to force a shot there, and it'll be timeout for the Vikings. Missouri Grandview will have it. They have a chance to take their first lead of the ball game here with 14:04 left to play. Sartorius controls it for Grandview. Gives it ahead to Johnson. They find Kuntz. That pass is stolen away by Wallace. Wallace feeds ahead to Macklin. Macklin up to Wallace, who lays it up and in for two. Count the bucket and the foul.
Great pass that time by Colin Macklin. He and T.J. Wallace had a 2-on-1, and Macklin hit T.J. with a pass. T.J. up and in and count the bucket.
Yeah, not quite the alley-oop, but Wallace lays it up and draws contact for the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot one. Free throw attempt from Wallace. Off the rim, no good. It goes out of bounds off of Valley. So the lead is back up to 3. Wallace couldn't connect on that free throw, but Wallace is up to 6 points. Sartorius gets it into Johnson.
Vikes have been in that zone the entire game. It's really paid pretty big dividends. They've done a good job.
Yeah, the defensive intensity for Valley is much improved over what we've seen as of late. Sartorius gets it underneath to Kuntz. They find it. Robertson underneath for the bucket.
Very good patience, good ball movement that time by Grandview, and find Robertson open underneath.
It's Robertson's second field goal of the game. He's up to 5 points. Here's Macklin. Macklin, stutter step. Gets it to Hernandez. Hernandez fakes a pass, gets it instead to Walker. Walker pulls up. That's a deep two. In and out, no good. Ball poked out of bounds off of Hernandez. Grandview will have it.
Oliver Polly and Jelon Patterson gets set to check back in, and looks like Jace is going to take a seat.
Yeah, Jelon Patterson checking back in for Valley. Grandview hanging around. 41-40 game as Valley with the lead. They only have 2 field goals in the second half. We've played on over 7 minutes. Baseline is Kuntz, double team. Finds his way to Sartorius, back to Kuntz, puts up a shot, can't go. Sartorius, another board, puts up another shot. He's fouled, but
I'll tell you, Grandview really pounding that offensive board right now. They've just got shot after shot. Good job that time by Sartorius. He's fouled, and he'll have 2 shots. Could give Grandview the lead if he knocks down both.
Foul called on Logan Walker. Grandview taking full advantage of Jonathan Hall sitting on the bench.
That's the second foul, and that foul comes up on the Logan Walker.
And so now Sartorius with a chance here to give Grandview its first lead. He has to hit them both, though. First of 2 is no good. So 12:35 left in the ball game. The Vikings have led the entire way, but they're kind of sputtering here in the second half. Second of 2 is no good. Ball slapped, saved. Patterson comes up with it. Sartorius misses both free throws, but clock stopped as the officials look to talk it over.
On their own bench with a 1-point, 41-40 lead, 12:29 left to play in regulation.
All right, there was a foul on number 1. Miller, yeah. And they were looking to see if it was some kind of a flagrant. It was not, just a common foul.
So 25 seconds on the shot clock. Macklin feeds it to Patterson. They give it to Walker. Back to Macklin. Macklin driving baseline, spins, puts it up.
They step. You call a foul, he step out of bounds. They call a foul.
So the bucket won't count.
That foul comes up on Logan Walker. That's his third offensive foul.
Yeah, good move by Macklin, but it's erased on the foul. Sartorius gets it to Robertson, all the way to Nusbaum, who first time we've seen him in a while. Sartorius in the corner. Feeds it to Kuntz, has it poked and slapped away behind by Wallace. Wallace, fast break, leaves it up, can't finish, but there's a foul.
Good, a late call, but they call the foul on Nusbaum, I believe, and that'll be his second. And I think the Vikes, it looked like they switched into a man-to-man that time down the floor. They played a zone defense most of the way here. It's been pretty successful, but I think they were in the man that last time.
So Wallace will go to the line. First free throw is good. That makes it a 42-40 ball game. Checking in for Grandview is Cecil Lee.
TJ with 7 points in the game now. He averages 18.3 points a game, so I get his motor running here.
Yeah, he had a couple buckets early in the first half, but has slowed down considerably. Second free throw attempt. Gets it. Hits them both. It's a three-point game as Wallace checks back out. Sartorius brings it up for Grandview.
No, Vikes back in that zone again this time.
Sartorius looking for an open shot. Here's a corner three from Nusbaum. Gets it to go. Nusbaum with the bucket.
That's his third triple of the game, and we're tied at 43.
Open three from Nusbaum, and it ties this one up. Patterson with it for Valley. Feeds it to Lance. Vikings. Lance drives, kicks it out to Walker. Walker feeds it to Macklin. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Macklin picks up the dribble, kicks it out. Patterson, wide open three. That's good.
Yeah, I needed that one. Jelon Patterson, good pass by Macklin. Jelon set his feet, knocked it down. He's got 8 points in the game.
Robertson feeds to Nusbaum. Nusbaum with 11 points. They get it to Sartorius. Robertson in the corner. He fires, can't hit. Rebound taken by Hall. Macklin with 10:40 left to play. Corner three, Walker. He got it. Walker with a bucket. The lead is now up to 6.
Back-to-back threes by Patterson and Walker, just what the doctor ordered.
Sartorius throws it off the foot of Jelon Patterson. It rolls out of bounds, so 6 seconds off the shot clock for Grandview.
Vince Taylor checks back in from Missouri Valley. Jonathan Hall takes a seat.
So 2 quick buckets for Missouri Valley. They push their lead to 49-43.
And once again, Valley has never trailed in this game. We were tied a minute ago at 43, but Valley's never trailed.
Nusbaum feeds to Sartorius. Sartorius drives baseline, kicks it back out, finds its way all the way to Robertson, who tries a three, and he got it. Robertson hits the three. The lead is 49-46.
Good ball movement that time by Grandview. Found Robertson open on the left wing.
Lance gets inside, kicks it back out. Gets called for the traveling. And this will be a media timeout. Rather, we'll continue playing, but yeah, media timeout. So. Well, out of the timeout, Grandview will have it. They're down by 3. They've kept pace with Missouri Valley the entire way. Valley has never trailed, but it's still anyone's ball game. Nusbaum, double team comes in. He has to give it up to Sartorius. Back to Nusbaum, top of the key. Picks up the dribble, puts up a shot. Won't go, but a nice recovery there from Cecil Lee, and he lays it back up and in.
Is that a pass? We have to call that a good pass. I think it was a shot, but let's call it a pass.
Yeah, good pass. This is Lee, and Lee lays it up. Vincent Taylor on the other end. He's fouled on his way to the bucket. He will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul called on Cecil Lee.
That's his 4th. So Cecil, one of the big guys on this team, into serious foul trouble here. And he's going to come out. And it looks like that Noah Hart is going to check back in for Grandview.
2 big free throws coming up from Taylor. He misses the first one.
Hart comes in. Also checking back in is Dominic Bangu.
Yeah, so Vincent Taylor from the line, 0 for 3 to start this one.
Bangu out of Mankato, Minnesota.
So second free throw is good. So Sartorius controls it for Grandview. Trying to find Hart, gets it to him. Back to Sartorius. Back to Nusbaum. They rotated all the way around to Hart. Back to Nusbaum. Nusbaum finds Miller, gives it back to Hart. That's a deep three, no good. Rebound poked all the way to Miller. Miller with a wide open bucket.
And once again, a good job by Grandview on the offensive glass. Somebody got a hand on it, tipped it right to Dylan Miller.
To them as well.
Well, out of the timeout, we're tied 50-50. And Valley, their offense is kind of stalled here in the second half. Lance takes it up across the timeline, gets it to Patterson. That pass almost stolen away. Wallace tries a three, got it. Big bucket there for the Vikings, 53-50.
TJ in double figures now with 11 points. That's a big, like you said, a big basket right there.
Sartorius feeds it to Hart. Back to Sartorius, got it to Miller. Guarded closely by Walker, trying to avoid fouling. Both teams are at 7 fouls. Wallace tries to save that, but it gets out of bounds off of his hands, so it'll stay with Grandview, but there are 10 seconds on the shot clock for Grandview. Nusbaum gets it into Sartorius. Grandview looking to tie. Hart fakes a three, kicks it back out. Sartorius down to the lane, floats up a shot, no good. Rebound on the floor taken by Valley. Wallace pulls up again, can't hit. That time, Hart with the rebound, feeds it to Sartorius. Nusbaum throws it away. Wallace comes up with the steal. Wallace on the other end.
That's going to be a foul on Sartorius. That was a good foul that time because Wallace had the big height advantage. He's going to take Sartorius one-on-one right to the basket. So let's see if they're going to call that an intentional foul or not. It could have been called an intentional foul, I think. But I don't think they're going to do it. That's both teams over the limit now, so that looks like it's going to be a 1-1 for TJ Wallace.
So Wallace will go to the line. It's a 3-point game. Wallace has turned it up in the second half. First free throw, no good off the front of the rim. So Wallace can't hit. Nusbaum on the other end, gives it to Miller. And here's a steal. Patterson comes away with the ball. Patterson, an open floor, lays it up, can't finish. Rebound taken by Wallace, he can't finish. And Hart comes away with the board.
A couple of great opportunities that time for Missouri Valley, come up empty-handed.
Sartorius feeds to Nusbaum down the lane, lays it up and in with the foul.
Wow. Missouri Valley a chance to open it up and make it a 5-point lead. And now it looks like it's a chance to tie now as Nusbaum hits the basket. If he could knock this down, make the three-point play, we'd be tied again.
Yeah, Nusbaum had a full head of steam, laid it up and in for two. He'll go to the line to potentially tie this ball game.
First foul on Jace Lance.
He hits it. We're tied. Lance feeds it underneath to Walker. His pass is slapped out of bounds by Sartorius, so the Vikings will keep it.
Jarius Burnett comes back in from Missouri Valley, and Isaiah Johnson checks back in for Grandview.
Burnett feeds it into Lance. 7 minutes left in the ball game. Lance feeds it underneath to Taylor. Taylor back spins. Oh, good off the glass.
And he's fouled, I believe. That's a chance for a three-point play. Vincent Taylor, good job with his back to the basket. Spun a couple times, put it up with the left hand. He's going to be on the line, a chance for a three-point play.
Jacob Coots picks up his third foul. But yeah, good move underneath from Taylor. Spinning it up, laying it up with his left hand. Here's a free throw attempt from Taylor. Gets it to go.
You say 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in regulation. Say in regulation, because the last two games here both gone overtime.
Sartorius feeds to Johnson. All the way to Noah Hart. feeds back to Sartorius. Sartorius kicks it out. Wide open three. No good. Burnett
hustle.
comes away with the rebound.
Good hustle by Burnett. He and Wallace had that board covered that time.
6.5 left to play. The Vikings looking to tack on here. They lead 56-53. Patterson feeds it to Lance. Lance fakes a three, drives baseline in the corner. He has Johnson on him. Backs his way to the bucket. Spins. Puts up a shot. No good.
Jace had a good look from three that time. I wish he'd taken that three-point shot.
Lance hit a couple big threes early on. Here's Sartorius. Feeds it to Johnson. Johnson, guarded by Taylor, feeds it all the way to Nusbaum on the other side. Skip pass to Sartorius underneath to Kuntz, who lays it in off the glass.
Good ball movement that time by Grandview. They found Kuntz cutting through the lane. We've got a one-point game again.
Both sides trading blows here in the second half. Wallace stops, kicks it back out to Lance as he goes to the ground. Lance guarded closely by Nusbaum.
Ooh, they call a 5-second violation. You can only hold the ball 5 seconds, and I think that's what the Vikes did that. Jace did that time.
There'll be another turnover. 5.5 left to play. Just a 1-point lead for Missouri Valley as they hold on for dear life in this one. Nusbaum. Watch out for Sartorius. Back to Johnson. They thought about getting it to Nusbaum in the corner. Instead, here's Sartorius. Drives to the bucket, kicks it back out. Noah Hart turns around, finds Sartorius. Penetrates, kicks it back out, and he traveled. And Sartorius doesn't like the call, but it'll be a turnover for Grandview.
Good defense by the Vikes. Missouri Valley still in that zone defense, and they played it very well. That Johnny Hall comes back in. Vincent Taylor will sit down.
Jonathan Hall checking back in for the Vikings. For Missouri Valley, Jace Lance. 5 left to play. Patterson on the left side feeds to Wallace. Wallace gets inside, puts up a shot, no good off the glass. Hall with the offensive board. He lays it up. He's fouled. His shot won't go, however, so he'll go to the line.
Good offensive rebound by the big guy, Johnny Hall. T.J. Wallace took it to the rack, and I think Coach Dennis Schaefer thought he was over his back. He's not very happy right now, but Johnny Hall fouled on the shot. He's going to have 2 shots here with 4:51 left.
Yeah, Jacob Kuntz picks up his 4th foul there, and a couple Grandview athletes in foul trouble as Hall hits the first free throw.
That's Jonathan's first points since early in the game. He's got 5 now.
Makes it a 2-point ball game. Hall, second free throw attempt. 2 big free throws there.
Nice job. Nice soft touch by the big 7-footer that time.
Pushes the lead to 3. Nusbaum tries a 3 and hits it. Nusbaum with a major 3 there, ties this one up.
He got 17 points now. That's his 4th 3.
He has 9 in the second half alone. Here's Patterson, top of the key. He tries a 3 and doesn't hit. Sartorius on the other end, feeds it to Nusbaum, wide open in the corner, puts it in. This is their first lead of the ball game, I believe, and Coach Chad Lance wants a timeout.
Here you go again, and boy, I guess deja vu all over again, huh, Joe? Vikings in several games at home have had the lead.
Let's see if we can do that this afternoon.
Yeah, well, the Vikings are in desperate need of a win. They're 1-5 in the conference.
And Grandview only has 1. This is a big win, big game for both teams. Both teams want to end the break on a high note.
Lance, Missouri Valley down by 3. They feed it to Wallace. Wallace pulls up. That's a deep 2. He got it. So Wallace with the answer come out of the timeout. Grandview with the 1-point lead. Johnson back to Sartorius. Sartorius initiating offense.
Missouri Valley still in that zone. They've been in it all game.
Sartorius backs his way up to the right side. Feeds it in the corner back to Sartorius. Puts up a shot. Rolls out, no good. Ball slapped out of bounds off of Grandview.
Say Kuntz, I think the last one to touch it. So Missouri Valley with 3:35 left can take the lead here.
Kuntz still playing with those 4 fouls. So 3:30 left to play. The Vikings, Missouri Valley, only down by 1. The feed to Burnett. Burnett picks up the dribble, drives to the bucket, lays it up, can't finish. Rebound taken by Kuntz.
3 Grandview Vikings there to get that rebound.
3:10 left to play. Nusbaum gives it up to Sartorius. Inside to Kuntz, kicks it back out. Vikings making sure not to leave Nusbaum wide open. He's had some big threes in the second half. Sartorius feeds it to Nusbaum. That's a deep three. No good. Patterson comes up with the loose ball. Now Jace Lance has it for the Vikings. Lance taking his time, setting up the offense. Gets it back. He hit some big threes earlier in the game. Lance gets inside, loses the handle, gives it to Wallace. Wallace drives, pull-up jumper, that's good. Big bucket there by TJ Wallace. He gives Missouri Valley a 1-point lead.
And TJ kind of putting the team on his back right now, down nearing the 2-minute mark.
And now the Vikings have to play defense. Kuntz kicks it out. Johnson finds Hart. Johnson gets it back. Drives, kicks it up. Nusbaum, jumper, that's good.
I got him at 22 points right now.
So Wallace hits a big shot to give Valley a lead, and Nusbaum with the answer immediately. Wallace, top of the key, gives it up to Lance, almost stolen away by Nusbaum. Lance tries a three, puts it in, and there's a foul. I think that's the 3rd time he's been fouled on a 3-point attempt tonight. If the shot will count, he will go to the line to finish a potential 4-point play.
So, yeah, big basket right there. Lance went up and knocked to the deck, but he's giving the Vikes a 2-point lead. He can make it 3. It looks like he's shaking up a little bit on the shot. I'm not sure if that's an elbow or what, but he's...
Well, Nusbaum went for the steal there, had to recover, and fouled Lance on his way down.
It's 18 points for Jace in the game. He can tie it right here. Or cut it. Gives the Vikings a 3-point lead.
Yeah, so big shot there. It gives Valley a 3-point lead, and Lance will check out. He's a little shaken up. 1:48 left to play. Still plenty of time for both sides to hit some shots. Sartorius feeds to Johnson. He's guarded by Macklin. Back to Sartorius. 20 seconds on the shot clock. That pass deflected off of the hands of Burnett. It'll stay with Grandview, but there's only 17 on the shot clock. As we pause here to recover that ball, it rolled all the way to the tunnel there on the opposite side of the court. Sartorius gets it in and gets it right back. Sartorius on the right side, guarded by Wallace. They feed it to Nusbaum, who's hit some major shots here as of late. He pulls up and gets another one to go. Nusbaum's hot streak continues.
You know, and really he's been hitting the threes. The last 2 times they've doubled him or covered him outside. He's gone off the dribbled in around the free.
Valley, as they will inbound. The key for Missouri Valley is to not turn it over. That really was their undoing last week against Clark. Here's Wallace. Wallace has hit some big shots. Pulls up. Way off the mark. It rolls out of bounds. Air ball.
Good look, just inside the free throw line, but boy, TJ left that one quite a bit short. So down to 110, Grandview back with the ball now. They can take the lead with the basket.
So Sartorius picks it up near midcourt. Sartorius, they're probably going to look the way of Nusbaum in the corner there for another big shot. Johnson feeds it to Nusbaum, gets it to Hart. Doesn't pull the trigger. Nusbaum has it. 13 seconds on the shot clock. That pass almost stolen away by Wallace. They feed it inside to Lee. Back to Sartorius. He can't finish. Rebound taken by Hall. A big defensive stop there from Missouri Valley. Lance controls the ball for Valley. Macklin.
30 seconds left.
Lance gets it back. Pulls up. That's a deep three. No good off the front of the rim. Just left it a little bit short. On the other end, that shot is blocked by Lance, it looks like, but there is a foul.
And Jace hits the deck on the other end. Hope he's okay. He hit the deck pretty hard. He went and blocked that shot. He got called for the foul, and looks like he's in pain down.
5. As Valley, do they have one more stop in them? Nusbaum to inbound and finds Sartorius.
14 seconds left.
Sartorius gives to Nusbaum. Nusbaum has Wallace on him, gets to the bucket, lays it up and in with the right hand.
Man, 26 points.
5.2 left to play. Hall gets it, and he traveled. Hall turned around to put up a shot, but he didn't pick up his dribble and picked up his feet instead. So a turnover, 4.1 left to play.
Could we be?
So that wasn't an overtime, but here we go. Turn it over to you guys.
Well, both teams in desperate need of a win, and they're fighting for it. 4.1 left to play. Grandview will have one more offensive opportunity. Sartorius gets it in, passes, thrown out of bounds. It'll go the way of Grandview as the official points that way.
Only 9/10 of the second left, though.
Yeah, Valley thought it was 67-67 is our score. Colin Macklin will inbound for Valley. As I said, in front of Grandview's bench, so long way to go for them to get the bucket. They get it to Wallace. Wallace from midcourt hits the clock, and no good. We're going to our third overtime period, tied at 67-67. Third overtime period in this month. So going.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Overtime, tied at 67. Here's the jump, and the Vikings win the tip.
And Jace Lance not on the floor. Jace took that hard spill down there a few minutes ago, got knocked to the deck. He's on the bench right now. Now they call an offensive foul, I think, on Johnny Hall, I believe.
That's his third. So tied at 67, we go into our third overtime game in the past, week and a half?
And all three on this floor.
Sartorius drives, kicks it back out, pass is deflected by Macklin, but Sartorius recovers. They find a wide open Nusbaum. Johnson goes to the bucket, lays it up and in with the right hand. Big bucket there from Johnson. He gives Grandview a 2-point lead.
A lot of time, though. 5 minutes, a pretty long overtime period.
Patterson, they feed it to Macklin. Macklin gets inside, lays it up. The shot is good, but wiped off as there's a foul on the floor.
I think that's going to be on Hart, I believe.
Hart picks up his second foul, but Macklin will shoot free throws.
He'll have 2 free throws here. All free throws will be double bonus. Both teams over the 10-foul limit.
But 2 big free throws. Macklin can't connect on the first free throw.
Well, that was in and danced out. Colin with only 2 points in the game. He can make it a 1-point game if he can knock down this second one.
Second attempt. Cuts it to 1. Grandview with a 1-point lead. Sartorius takes it up. Gives it to Johnson. Back to Sartorius. Nusbaum's great second half fueled this Grandview comeback. Johnson kicks it back out to Nusbaum, finds Hart on the left side. Back to Nusbaum, feeds it to Johnson on the right side. Here's Hart, wide open for 3, high arcing shot, no good. Ball out of bounds off of Grandview. So Valley gets a stop there. And a chance to take a lead with the bucket. Pat Burnett finds Wallace. Wallace picks up the dribble, feeds it underneath the Hall. Hall, turn around, floats it up, and got it to go.
That's what the Vikes have to do. Johnny, the biggest guy on the floor, and that time he used that little jump hook to give Valley a 1-point lead.
Jonathan Hall with a big bucket there gives Valley a 1-point lead. Here's Johnson. Underneath to Sartorius. Ooh, they find Lee underneath for the bucket. So Lee with the answer. Macklin feeds it to Wallace again. Wallace pulls up, top of the key. That's a three. Got it. Big three by TJ Wallace gives the Missouri Valley Vikings a 73-71 lead.
18 points now for TJ.
He got off to a slow start, only 4 points at halftime, but he's turned it up. Hart gives to Johnson. They find Sartorius in the paint. He retreats back to the three-point line. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Nusbaum, skip pass to Hart. Finds Johnson, wide open for three. No good. Hall takes the rebound. 2:19 left to play.
Good defense, very good defense by the Vikings, the Missouri Valley that time.
Burnett finds Wallace. Wallace, who had a big shot moments ago, tries another three. Can't get that one to fall. Macklin with the offensive board, however.
Good hustle, and he brings it, didn't force it, brings it outside.
So the Vikings get another possession. Macklin slowing things down for Missouri Valley as they try to eat some clock. Burnett fakes on a three, pulls up, reloads. In and out, no good. Hart with the rebound. Grandview. They get it to Sartorius. Finds Nusbaum. Nusbaum gets it back. They get it underneath to Hall, or a Hart. Finds Nusbaum for three.
Wow.
Oh, he puts it in. Nusbaum with another big shot gives Grandview a 1 point lead.
29 points now for Nusbaum.
Well, if he's not a candidate, I don't care what happens if he's not candidate for Player of the Week.
Yeah.
He has had quite 29 points now.
Yeah, 29, didn't he? And he didn't even start.
What's he average again with that right arm or elbow? Here we go.
He took a big spill that time. That last block he had, and he hit the floor pretty hard.
So Jelon Patterson will inbound in front of the Valley's own bench. They get it into Macklin.
Good call by Coach Chad Lance to set something up here.
A big offensive possession. Wallace, he's guarded closely by Nusbaum. Drives and finishes.
1 minute left.
Big bucket from Wallace gives Missouri Valley a 1 point lead. Johnson has it for Grandview. They're trying to find Nusbaum, who's hit every big shot for Grandview. They feed it back to Johnson. Rotate it to Sartorius. Nusbaum gets it to Lee underneath. Nusbaum tries another three. This one won't go. Macklin with the rebound. About a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so Valley can eat some clock here. They get it to Wallace. And foul called on Nusbaum. That'll be his
He
fifth.
fouled out. That's it. Nusbaum's gone.
I'm really surprised they took that much time before they fouled. They took a lot of time off that clock before they fouled TJ, and you foul Wallace. He's a good free throw shooter. So, but you're right. Nusbaum is out now with those 5 fouls.
It's a 1 point game, so even if TJ hits both free throws here, it's still probably going to be only a one possession game.
Wallace has 5 points in the overtime period. Make it 6. He gives Valley a 2 point lead, and with another free throw coming
21 points in the game for TJ.
Wallace has stepped up in the absence of Jace Lance, who playing on the bench with some sort of injury right now. Second free throw rolls in. Hall will check out. Logan Walker will check in.
Well, you got to figure no Nusbaum out there, so
15 seconds left to play.
Vikes in a man-to-man now.
Sartorius, the kick to Johnson in the corner. He drives to the bucket. His shot is blocked by Wallace. Wallace holds on to it. He's fouled. He will go to the line to shoot as the clock is stopped at 6.4.
Well, big TJ. TJ can hit either one of these free throws. He can pretty well put this thing away.
Johnson tried to lay it up, but Wallace with the block there. So defense much improved tonight for Missouri Valley. Free throw attempts for Wallace. First one.
There we go.
Got it. Makes it a 4 point ball game.
23 points for TJ, a chance to make it 24 with 6.4 seconds left.
Second free throw, good. Wallace with the big overtime period. Macklin with the steal, and Valley will just hold on to it as they come away with a 79-74 win in overtime. Big win for the Vikings. We'll take a break, tally up some numbers and some stats, and we'll be back to recount this game right after this.